Hi guys, I'm Chris Saunders. I'm a junior scout and ACHA scout. Like I do every week, I'm going to go through my Saunders 3 stars, which are my 3 stars for Minor Midget U16, which is grade 10, and my Major Midget U18, which is grade 11 and 12. Actually, this past Friday and Saturday, I should mention, was the OHL draft. So for people who don't know, this is the grade 10s. They go off to the OHL. Some of them go off to the OHL, but this is the 15-round draft. And usually, I don't know how it's going this year because scheduling is a bit different from years past, but the U18 draft usually follows either on the, I believe it's the Wednesday or the next Saturday. But I'm looking forward to that because there's a lot of great players in midget that weren't drafted because of this whole COVID situation that I think are going to be really, really great players. I mentioned one of them last week, Luca Benoit. But anyway, I'm going to start for Minor Midget this time around, my 3 stars, and I'm going to keep it in the OMHA. And one player who didn't get drafted, but I think is someone you should look forward to, Ethan Derango on the Oakville Rangers. Ethan, yeah, great raw talent. Oakville wasn't a great team this year, but again, the whole team had snippets of being really, really good players. So I look forward to a lot of those players developing. I think the coaching, if the coaching's there, the off-ice training, and the ability to play. One of the good things about playing on a team that's not great is you do get a lot of ice time, and Ethan definitely logged a lot of minutes. The whole team got a lot of opportunity to play, and there were some great teams. The North Stars were good, the Halton Hurricanes were good, the Bulldogs were good, Burlington was good. And Ethan, yeah, a lot of raw skill, great defenseman. I think as a defenseman, he really developed into a better stay-at-home guy than I'd say an offensive guy. And yeah, just a lot of raw talent. I think in the future, if he does have all those things, he's definitely a player to watch for sure. My second star is a player just down the road in Burlington, Hudson Gill. Yeah, just a great all-around defenseman. Plays defense as well as he does offense. Again, I'm not a big comparison guy, but when I think about Hudson, I think of like a Kyle Jenkins on the Sioux Greyhounds or Peterborough Pete's, a Carolina pick, or Stephen LeBlanc, who played on the Sudbury Wolves and Mississauga Steelheads, who's now playing pro as well. Yeah, he just is an all-around guy. Burlington, they were kind of packed in the middle of a really competitive year. And I think if Hudson had played in the GTHL like he did in the past with the Titans, I think he would have gone in the 3rd, 4th round, which is where I expected him to go, just because he does have that elite level offense, but he's a great skater, and he doesn't commit to offense like you'll see a lot of defensemen do to get to pro, like a Cale Makar or Morgan Riley. He's well-rounded, great skater, knows his position really well, knows where he fit on the Burlington lineup this time around, which is important. A lot of defensemen coming up now are all about offensive, and they don't really understand what their team dynamics is. But yeah, Hudson had it all. He had a good knowledge of where everyone was going to be. Great position player, good defense, added great offense as well, had a really, really strong playoff. And someone, Guelph got a really, really good steal in the 7th round. My first star of the week is also a Guelph pick, a 2nd rounder, Hunter McKenzie. Yeah, Hunter is a player I really, really liked watching this whole season. You'll notice him when he's on the ice. Big, strong, goes to net, natural goal scorer. Even impressed a midget coach. I remember watching him in Joshua Creek, and the coach beside me was like, man, if we had a guy like that, we'd win a lot of games. And this was a guy who coaches grade 11s and 12s, looking at grade 10s. And he was that dominant. Against other guys, he was just that physically dominant. He was strong, great goal scorer. And as he gets older, he's going to be a really, really tough player to play against, especially as he plays younger players. I think he's someone, if you want to make a comparison, I think like a Nick Ritchie or a Sam Bennett or even a Wayne Simmons in his younger years with Philadelphia and even LA. He's someone that Guelph got a really great player with him. I think going forward he's gonna do the exact same thing, because as he gets bigger, he's about 6 feet, but if he gets into that 6'1", 6'2" range, at his muscle and his strength, he's going to be a real dangerous player that coaches are definitely going to want their best defenseman to play against. Now, shifting over to my U18, my 3rd star of the week is again from Burlington, Travis Houle. Yeah, great defenseman. Not really an offensive guy, although I will say, every time I did see him, he either got a goal or an assist. So I don't know what that says about me being a good luck scout. But yeah, Travis is great defenseman, really tough to play against. Is this he keeps it simple. I think that's his best thing. He keeps it simple, whatever a coach asks players to do, whether it's get pucks deep, get pucks to the net, clear the zone. He just does it all. It works really, really well on the penalty kill, works really well on the power play. Is just a solid force back there. And as Travis gets older, as a shutdown defenseman, I think he's going to be really, really tough, even for the best offensive forwards to deal with, because he's just that positionally sound. He's a smart player. Again, like with Hudson, and again with Burlington, he just knows where everyone is. He knows where everyone is on the ice. Great hockey sense. Good shot, too. Again, not an offensive defenseman, but someone who can really make some noise from the blue line on a power play. And then going to my second star is someone who absolutely elite forward. I mentioned last week when I was talking about Cole Cooksey about there being 2 more elite forwards, and Dylan Edwards on the Young Nats is probably, not just in the GTHL, but in all of U18, I think was probably the best offensively inclined forward. Just plays with a lot of confidence. Great shot, really, really accurate shot. I saw him get goals this year that I didn't even see from the stands. He's that good. Great vision. Is an Erie pick and played with Erie, and I imagine he'll play with Erie next year in the OHL. But this year with the Young Nats, a team full of stars, he was a standout player, and he does stuff that you wouldn't even think about doing in practice. And he just has the confidence and skill to do that. So Dylan Edwards, just a very, very, very elite forward. And now going to my first star, I think last week I talked about the Don Mills Flyers and how I wanted to get more into them because they were just a tough to play against, nasty team. And Tayte Landry, the defenseman, definitely personifies that. A scary guy to play against, big guy. Once he fills out, I think he's going to be probably the scariest guy on the ice. If you're looking for a comparison in sports, not just hockey, Jack Lambert on the Pittsburgh Steelers, how he kind of ran the show with his intimidation. Tayte can definitely do that. He's got the skill to move on to the next level and be effective. But what I think he's really gonna rely on is his opportunity to be intimidating against definitely younger players and even players his own age, because he's just big, mean streak, nasty, good passer, good skater, good shooter. But what's really interesting about Tayte is he combines it all with a real mean streak. But anyway, guys, that's my 3 stars for Minor Midget and Major Midget. Tune in next week when I go through a couple more players. Again, my name is Brendan Chris Saunders from the Blind River Beavers and Davenport University. Thanks.